So, I guess Dakota and Felicity and Chynna all went to court yesterday for this DVP, this DV protection order. Now, apparently, it's looking like Dakota and Felicity are still living with Tiffany. We're given some misinformation, apparently. And we always kind of wondered, where did this Tiffany come from, right? Because she's just going super hard for Dakota and Felicity. Where did she come from? Well, according to Chynna Doll, Nisha, who has reappeared on FB, by the way, Nisha apparently told Chynna Doll that Tiffany was just an obsessed fan. But Nisha knew Tiffany from some years back. They hadn't seen each other. There's some discrepancies between 6 and 9 years. And when they reconnected, Tiffany just kept talking about Dakota and Felicity and how she wanted to meet them. So she ended up meeting them, and it's all history from there. The only reason I can think that she would be a fan is because maybe she was hoping to get a piece of this pie, where all, the videos and the money being made. So, I don't know. And Tiffany, she thinks that Corkle is on Reddit calling her names and being nasty to her. And she's speaking ill of Corkle. Corkle did nothing but try to help Dakota. I mean, he got him a whole apartment. He was buying him clothing, buying his groceries, buying him numerous phones because Dakota kept breaking them. Buying him numerous pairs of glasses because Dakota kept breaking his glasses. This man had no ill intentions, but Tiffany saying that he was trying to break up Dakota and Felicity. Of course, he would not have wanted Dakota with Felicity because we could see Felicity is the downfall of Dakota. Dakota would have a much better chance being on his own. Felicity is no good for anybody until she gets the help that she needs. So, and then Tiffany was trying to say that Chynna Doll has been stalking her and Dakota and Felicity, stalking all three of them. And she went so far as to apparently say, according to Chynna, Tiffany said that Chynna was allowing people to grape Felicity. These accusations are just getting worse and worse. And apparently, Chynna Doll had more conversation with Nisha, and the issue of Dakota and Felicity pooping on the floor came up. Because if you remember, the first time that Dakota and Felicity lived with Chynna Doll, they pooped on her floor. So Chynna Doll didn't know if this was something out of spite. Did they have a problem that they couldn't get to the restroom in time? And she said they would poop on the floor in front of the toilet and at the bathroom door, but not in the actual toilet. And Nisha confirmed that they did it at her house also. So why are these two grown people pooping on floors? If they stayed in my house and pooped on my floor, they're going to have to get a DVP. That's all I got to say about it. Grown people pooping on the floor, no, we don't do that. Anyways, so they went into court, and apparently the DVP was not granted. It was granted temporarily until they went to court, and so it's not been extended or whatever. It's been dismissed, in other words. Now, Chynna Doll claims when everybody left the courtroom, you could hear the judge, the clerk, Felicity's advocate or whatever, all of them, you could hear them laughing loudly, according to Chynna Doll. I don't think they would have been laughing over the case. If anything, maybe something, a joke was made or something about something completely different. I'm not going to buy into they were laughing at Felicity and her DVP. I'm not going to buy into that. Because as silly as the whole thing is, I don't think they're going to laugh about it. And apparently, Felicity had yet another accusation against Chynna Doll. She said in court that last week, Chynna Doll broke Felicity's ankle. So, where she is just coming up with story after story after story. And when the judge asked her, well, where is, the hospital records? And, basically you appear to be fine for a broken ankle 1 week ago. And Felicity could produce no hospital records, so that part was dismissed also. And then Chynna claims that Felicity's she says she doesn't know who she is, like a representative, a legal aid, an advocate, someone that helps you with the DVP. So I would assume it's like a DV advocate or something. She claims that this, we're just going to say it was an advocate, this advocate asked to speak with Chynna privately. I'm not buying this either. I think Chynna made this up, I'm sorry. Because somebody that was working or on the side of Felicity is not going to take Chynna aside and tell her that Felicity is severely mentally unwell, and Felicity is obsessed with Chynna. We've kind of gathered that. And to basically stay away from Felicity, and that Chynna Doll should sue them. She should retain counsel and sue them for all of these false allegations. Now, I do not think the advocate would have taken Chynna aside and told her this, but this is Chynna's story. I did not get to see Chynna's entire live from last night. I'm going by just the clips that I could find. But that's Chynna's story, that this advocate told her all of this. And Chynna also said that after this court, apparently Tiffany called Chynna Doll and asked her for money to help Dakota and Felicity. I guess now that this DVP was not granted permanently or whatever, to help them, but not make any videos about them, but to just help them. And Chynna says she is not going to work with no reward to help these two. And she says when they were making the videos, they were treating that as work because they were trying to save up this money to get them a house. I'm iffy on that too. If I had to guess, I don't think Dakota and Felicity seen any of the money from the content that was made about them. But, I mean, this is my opinion. Everything I'm saying is my opinion, so, allegedly. So, and Chynna also says that Dakota and Felicity actually, there was 4 television shows that wanted them. 4 different television shows wanted Dakota and Felicity. But according to kind of what she said, the point she's kind of making is that all fell through. I don't know what they did to, make this fall through. I know nothing. She did not mention the shows or elaborate on it. From the clips I seen, she didn't elaborate any further on it. Just that there was 4 different television shows that wanted Dakota and Felicity. And she says, they would have been said they would have bought them a house. And this, I don't think, if you were on a television show, I don't think they would buy you a home. They would probably rent a home that they could film in while they were making the show, but they're not going to buy them a home. So it seems as if the whole thing was just a big mess, a big circus. But bottom line is that this DVP was not extended. So, and we have Felicity making all these wild accusations. I thought it wasn't going to get any worse after she said Chynna Doll was hitting her with a ruler with nails on the end of it. Now we have that Chynna broke her ankle. And she also said something, now I'm not 100% sure if she said bones or phones. But apparently Felicity has also accused Chynna of either breaking 15 of her bones or her phones. I couldn't make out what she said. I'm leaning towards bones because then she went into the story of the broken ankle. So that's everything. So maybe now that this court is over and everything, maybe some of the drama will die down a little bit. I don't know. I think that this Tiffany has ill intentions, and I think her and Dakota and Felicity are going to cook up something else. I really do. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let me know what you think of it all.